You see, I knew it. I knew something would go.
Everybody. This is our little warm-up shake.
Yes, recording.
Shake your shoulders. Shake your butt. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Wake up. Awesome. So can I? We would love to see faces though. So many people.
I know.
Hey Liz. Hey Rada. Hey Lisa. Hey Christina.
Hey Carissa. Hi Jennifer.
Just before we start, I want everyone to know that this is a slide presentation. So I don't know if it's that we just can't see them or this is a slide. So it'll.
Yeah, just make sure that you can watch the video.
Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to do something different for our. Hey, let me see your face. We wanted to go around. Oh, hey, Cookie. Oh. Go around and just say hello, say your name, where you're from, and something that you love to do over the weekend. So it's totally random, but here we go. I don't know if you can see us all like in some sort of a circle, but when you feel it, just go. So I'll start. I'm Tony. I'm from New York, and my favorite thing to do on the weekend is eat. All right. I am Denise. I am from New York, but living in New Jersey. And my favorite thing to do on the weekend is binge on reality TV shows.
My name is Cruz, and I'm from New York, originally from New York, living in New Jersey as well. And my favorite thing to do on the weekend is spend some time with family and now photography because I've taken up the hobby. So that's it.
My name is Susan. I'm from New York, and my favorite thing to do on the weekends is catch up on sleep.
That too.
That's a good thing. Christina?
Yes, hello. I'm Christina from New York, and my favorite thing to do on the weekends is sleep.
Sleep. Awesome. Is there any way, can any of you guys can you see us, Christina?
Yeah, I see you.
Okay, so we just can't see you. Not fair, but okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, there goes Lisa. Yay. Okay, Lisa, your turn.
Hey, what's up? Okay, I'm Lisa. I'm from Ireland, and my favorite thing to do at the weekend is sing.
Nice.
Who's your coach, Lisa?
Excuse me?
Who's your coach?
He's my coach. Well, I sing myself, to be honest. Like, you know, I've been doing it for a couple of years now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Who invited you to this call?
Oh, who's my coach? Okay, sorry, I thought you meant vocal coach. Liz. Liz is my vocal coach.
Oh,
okay.
nice.
Okay. Awesome.
Hey, Liz.
Liz, you're next.
Liz, you're on mute.
I am, sorry. I'm Liz, I'm from Yonkers, and my favorite thing to do on the weekend is go to church. And Lisa should be my vocal coach.
That's pretty cool. We'll tap into that soon here.
I know. Corey? Corey?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi,
Hey.
I'm Carissa. I'm from New York, Queens. My favorite thing to do on the weekend is all of the above. I like to sleep. I like to eat. I like to go get massages and drink wine and turn up.
Jennifer?
Hey, my name is Jennifer. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. On the weekends, I like to spend time with my family.
Love it. Jennifer, who invited you to this call? I feel like I want to know everybody.
Cruz invited me.
Awesome.
Tabitha?
Oh, Tabitha doesn't hear us. Okay.
No.
Tabitha, unmute your line. You're muted. All right, we may have to come back to her.
Okay.
Chateau?
Chateau.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good. I'm new on this whole Zoom app. I'm
That's okay.
Chateau from California, and my coach is Tony Smith. And weekends, I enjoy, someone said wine, but I also love just taking a moment to breathe and chill and usually exercising or going for a run.
Love it.
Love it. Tabitha.
Hey.
Hey, introduce yourself, love.
Oh, my name is Tabitha, and I'm from Longview, Texas, and I like to spend time with my family on the weekend.
Nice. Thank you.
And Corey invited me.
Corey invited. Maritza? I think I saw Maritza. I guess not. Okay. We're good then.
And I don't want to mess up your name, but the one with the
Oh, Ramilika?
Hi.
Hi. Unmute yourself.
You might not be able to talk. Maybe she's.
I made the mistake of not getting my headphones. You can call me Rada.
Hi, Rada.
Hi. Well, I'm from New York, and my favorite thing to do now, spending time with my baby, of course, but my husband does cheat meals on the weekends. He's a big, fitness guru person, so whenever he likes to binge on his cheat meals, I like to spend time with him, and we just eat.
I hear that.
Who invited you?
Susan. She's my sister-in-law.
Oh, nice.
Oh, awesome.
Very nice.
So did we get everybody?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Here. Well, welcome everybody. Tony,
and thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tony, for opening up.
I love opening up, shaking my booty. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I know that this is a weeknight, and I'm sure a lot of you have been working and tired, and but it definitely says a lot about you just being on this call tonight. The fact that you're taking the first step towards just learning more about this amazing business, and definitely appreciate you guys being on. So let me go ahead and share the screen.
Denise, you are recording it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but just I want to make sure that you guys can see it. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I could.
Okay. Alrighty. So I'll go ahead and kick it off. Like I said, welcome everybody. Tonight's call, how to get started as a brand new coach. This is basically going to be like an overview. It's going to be a lot of information, so just pace yourself. It's okay if maybe, there's, because there is so much information, if maybe some of it kind of goes over your head a little bit, that's totally fine. This is just going to be like an overview, and we're going to just touch up on various aspects of the business. And then at the end, we're going to open it up for questions. So my name is Denise Martino. I am a 5-star diamond coach. My team is a one-time elite team where I'm from Bergenfield, New Jersey. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, a former social service professional by trade, fitness CEO by choice, and I am the founder of Team Warriors of Fitness. Cruz and I will be running this call, and as you can see here through the image, Cruz and I were total strangers, and we met each other through this business. We're part of the same team, and we've become just really close, great friends and success partners. So excited to be running this call with you, Cruz, for our teams.
Yes. Yes. And my name is Cruz Medina. I'm a 2-star diamond. I'm a dog mom. I am from Paramus, New Jersey. I'm a mom of 2. I'm a former banker and turned health and fitness CEO and founder of Phoenix Nation. And I would like to welcome you guys to our call that we're hosting. Like Denise said, we were total strangers. We met through this amazing business. And we became success partners, not right away, but you will be hearing a lot about what Success Partners is throughout this business. And basically, just to give you a little gist of it, Success Partners is basically you find someone who is going to push you, who is going to keep it real with you. And that's something that Denise and I do a lot with each other. And especially when you have big goals, you want to be connected to someone who is truly understanding of those goals and is not going to let you fall back. So we don't take it personal. We know that if, we already discussed our goals for us, for ourselves, and for our teams, we know that we need to continue pushing forward for 2018. So we're really excited about this year. We have a lot of plans for our teams. And you're going to be seeing a lot of Denise and myself in the coming months. We have, like I said, we have a calendar full of little goodies planned out for you guys. So we are going to be covering your first steps as a coach. We're going to keep this GSR, this Getting Started Right. We're going to do it just a little different from what some of the seasoned coaches are used to. And for the new coaches, you're going to get just a little glimpse into our business, okay? So we're going to be covering the first steps as a coach, the 4 vital behaviors, which you're going to hear a lot about through not only here. So don't worry like, oh, I didn't get that. I didn't understand that. Don't worry about it because it is basically the bread of your business. So you're going to be listening 4 vital behaviors. Start where you are because you know what? It's not about waiting until you lose all the weight. It's not about waiting until you're this rank. It's about starting now. How to post and share your journey, what to say, consistency, because consistency matters a lot in this business. Act as if, and creating results from action.
All righty. So as Cruz shared, we'll be talking about your first steps as a coach. And I know that when I first became a coach, I felt like I kind of wanted to just run out there and just get going and post and just tell everybody because I was so super excited about the results that I was getting. I was excited about my shake, but it's definitely a good idea to just take a step back and just start where you're at. So the first steps as a coach, like Cruz mentioned, you're going to be hearing a lot about the 4 vital behaviors. And there used to be 3, and I had to go back and plant that 4th one, which I totally love. I'm so glad that they added this 4th one. But the first one is to invite. And like we mentioned, this is basically the foundation, the bread and butter of your business is the 4 vital behaviors. So the first one, we are inviting, meaning that we are inviting people to join us. It's just like as if, and we're actually going to talk a little bit more about it, and break it down a little bit more to you, but inviting. So the second one is being proof that the product works. And I know that a lot of you have probably already started, or maybe some of you are just kind of waiting on your challenge packs. But you are already being proof that it works because just within the first week, just within the first few days, you are already feeling different and you're seeing results. So the third one is personal development. And honestly, I feel like personal development is like the core, because without the personal development, which basically what that means is listening to audios, reading books, anything that's going to help build your confidence and build you up as a person, like without that piece of it, it's almost like, everything else will kind of crumble if you're not really, if you're not intentional about your personal development. And, you know, we will talk a little bit more about that. So that's really crucial, really important. And then the fourth one is recognition, because we love to celebrate our successes. We love to acknowledge each other for changing one life, for maybe the first coach that you sign up. It's just really exciting. So as a whole, the company does a lot of recognition, and then also our teams, we love to shout out and do different things for recognition. So it's really important. The second piece of this here is staying connected. And why this is so important, because this particular business, it's hard, but it can also be simple, right? As long as you follow these things and as long as you stay connected. So it's really important to just make sure that you are tapping into weekly team calls. The National Wake Up Call, you'll hear about that, which is every Monday, which is a Beachbody corporate call that's for all of the coaches nationwide, and even the UK and everywhere we're at. So it's on every Monday. Checking into your Coach Online office is also really important. So you'll probably either you already are familiar with that, or once you touch base with your coach, your direct sponsoring coach, you'll go over that. But that's really important, which is your website. There's a lot of information back there, a lot of updates and a lot of news. I spoke about weekly team calls, tune into the national training, which is also the National Wake Up Call. And I love that they call it a training, because every time that I tap into those calls and I listen to those calls, it's usually either like it's being run by a successful coach within a network, or someone from corporate. So every time that we tap into these calls, we're learning something new. So I love that they call it a training. So it's almost like a little dose of a mini training that you're getting once a week from corporate. And then also make sure that you're connected to the Facebook groups. Cruz has her team page. I have a team page. We have there's a lot of us here. Tony's on my team. There's a lot of us that we're, on the same teams. I don't even like to say that it's my page or my team, because it's not. It's our page. It's our team. So both of us totally welcome, and I think we'll talk a little bit more about that, participation on the team page. If you have questions, please feel free, because that is your place to just connect with us, with your team. Where to find info, the Coach Online office is FAQs. This is really, really important, because once you start to sign people up, there's going to be questions. There's going to be times that you have customers that are going to be asking you for help, or you need to look up a particular order, or there's a problem. So it's really, really important that you understand that on your website, in the back office, you have access to everything that we have access to, right? So FAQs is really important. Customer help, it's very easy. They respond to you. There's even a live chat. I can go on and on telling you what the features are on that back office, because they've revamped it and it's amazing. It's really user-friendly. My recommendation is just get in it. Just get back there, get on your website, click on everything, check everything out, and just practice it every day. Get in there and you will find something new. It's an amazing, amazing course. Another way to find information, and I remember my coach always telling me this, Google it. She's like, Google is my best friend. Just Google it. Even if if you have a question, let's just say somebody asks you, I'm allergic to this particular ingredient. Does Shakeology have it? There's times that you don't know whether or not right off the bat Shakeology has this particular ingredient. So maybe you want to do a little research. Google it. But if you Google it, just make sure that it's a reliable source. Make sure that it's through the Beachbody website. There's a lot of threads, and people go in there and comment. So just make sure that it's a reliable source if you Google it. But there's tons of stuff that you can Google, and we can talk a little bit more about that. Like I mentioned, asking on the team Facebook group page. You'll be part of a bigger group page, which is Team Eagle, and that's kind of like our the founding coaches of our organization. And then you'll be on the Phoenix Nation page, and then the Fit Life Warriors of Fitness page as well. So for my team and for Cruz's team. So yeah, ask questions in the Facebook groups. Ask Coach Relations. This is another thing. You know, I used to do that a lot, and I still do actually. If there's a question and I just, you know, I can't find the answer, I will tell my customer, my coach, hold on a second, you know, I'll get back to you. And then I make a phone call. If it's, you know, if you're having a hard time, I actually have Coach Relations on my phone. So like it's there for speed dial. This is because we, you know, the goal of what we're doing here is to really help you guys become independent as possible. So if you still aren't satisfied with your understanding or the answer, then you can go to your sponsor coach or your Star Diamond upline coach. So the idea of this is to help you guys be resourceful. You know, and then of course, we're always here for you. Your upline coach is here for you. So if you need guidance, definitely go to that person. And like it says right there, our goal is to help you become independent as quickly as possible. And what's the saying? Teach a man to fish and he'll never go hungry, right?
Exactly.
He'll never go hungry. So we're teaching you how to fish.
So before you leave that slide, I just wanted to go over, just touch on something quickly. So Denise just went over the 4 vital behaviors, and the new coaches on here, you should have received an email with some attachments, okay? And it's the first 30, it's the business quick start. So your homework for tonight or whenever, just speak with your upline. I want you guys to fill this out, okay? There's a reason why, because we need to get to know a little more about you. We need to know your why. A lot of the information that we're going to cover here is already on here as well, okay? Also, one of the vital behaviors is be proof of the product, okay? So one of those things is drinking your Shakeology every single day. So when you're having, and we're going to go over posting, but when you're having difficult time on how to post or what you should say on your post when it comes to Shakeology, filling this out, Beachbody has given us this amazing tool. Filling this out gives you a lot of ideas of what you should be saying on your post, especially when you go to the back guide, okay, the back side of this. This gives you a guide with a lot of things, a lot of information on Shakeology itself. So please make sure to reach out to your upline and get this filled out and send it to your upline by the date that they requested, okay?
All righty. You want to take this, Cruz?
I'll take it. Okay, so the next step when you become a coach, month 1 is for you to help out 3 people. Now, one of the best things about you helping is that you're forming relationships, okay? So one of the vital behaviors is invite. Let's just, instead of saying invite, let's just say forming relationships, because that's what this business is about. You're going to form relationships. And as you're sharing out what you're doing every single day. That's you're being proof of your product, that the product works by doing your workouts, by drinking your shake, by doing your personal development. When you're sharing all those things on your posts, on your different posts on social media, you're going to get people who are going to be curious about what you're doing, and they're going to ask you. They're going to want to know more information. So the first month is for you to help out 3 people, help them out on their health and fitness journey. What 3 people does is 2 things. First, it helps you to pay for your Shakeology. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you're going to hit Success Club, all right? Success Club is when you help out 3 people, you're at Success Club 6. And when you're doing Success Club, when you're hitting Success Club every single month, it just means that you're moving your business forward, okay? You're helping that many more lives. So in month 2, okay, what you're looking to do is to make it to Emerald rank. And how you make it to Emerald rank, Emerald is the first rank in Beachbody. So you're going to sign up 2 coaches. As soon as you sign up 2 coaches, you become an Emerald. So 3 months for Emerald, 9 months for Diamond. That should be the gold. It doesn't need to take longer than that. And honestly, it really doesn't. If you talk with your upline, there are many ways that we can help you to hit your first rank, your first goal, which is Emerald. Overall goal is to never pay for your product, which I just said. So the first month, when you sign up 3 people, as soon as you start signing up every single month, you start hitting Success Club, the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to be able to pay for your Shakeology off the bat. Then after that, everything else is going to be for you. Never pay for your products again and focus on changing lives, because that is the core mission of our business, is to change lives.
So lead with your passion and experience. When should I share? If you wait until you know everything, you miss out on valuable experience and you are doing your friends and family a disservice. What I love about this in particular is that I know that for coaches, new coaches, sometimes we're like unsure. We might feel a little scared, a little hesitant to share. But if you're holding back this type of information, like what you're doing, being involved with the community, how you've been feeling, if you hold it back from family and friends, you never know if this is something that can completely change their life, right? So in a sense, you're doing a disservice, because our job is to help change as many lives as possible. So, you know, if you're, like I think Cruz mentioned earlier, if you're waiting for that right time for you to have lost your 30 pounds, whatever it is that your goal is, the time is really now. Like as soon as you start, you can start to share. And that's because a lot of times people are going to connect with you and your story. And your story starts today. It starts like as soon as you joined and you decided to be a coach. That's when your journey starts. And that is what people are going to connect to, because they want to see you having those struggles or having successes, or, you know, we all have setbacks. I mean, the journey's never ending, and that is what people are going to connect to. We'll definitely be talking a little bit more about that, but that is what they're going to connect to. They're going to connect to your journey because it's unique to who you are. It's your journey. It's not mine. It's not Tony's. It's not Cruz's. It's your journey. And the people that you're going to draw in are going to be connected to you and attracted to you because of what you're going through, and because you have those challenges, but you're still pushing forward and you're part of this. And this is a great example, because it's exactly as if you went to a really great restaurant, and what is the first thing that you want to do? And you're having some delicious, I don't know, oysters, I don't know. And the first thing that you want to do is you think about, I know that my cousin Susan, she would love this place. Or, you know, my friend Cruz really enjoys oysters. Like, I got to tell her about this place. Like, that is the first thing that we actually think about, is that we want to share it because we're having this great experience. We feel great. The service is amazing. You know, the drinks are on fire, you know. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to share it. And it's the same exact thing, guys. It's the same thing. The way that you're feeling, you're seeing results within the first week. Your energy levels are up. Your cravings have lessened. You're feeling stronger. You even into the second, third, fourth day of your workouts, right? You know, so that is what you want to share. And it can be very natural, very conversational. Just to share that this is something that is helping you. And it's, you know, like I said, it's just like if you went to a great place to eat, you want to share, right? Would you wait until your friend asked you to recommend something that you loved? No, you would just share it, right? Would you feel like you needed to know everything about the restaurant before, spelling error, bringing it up? No, not really. So I get the point of that particular, what it says there is that you don't have to, like, you're your friends are not going to, ask you every single detail about what you're doing, right? Because they're just going to be interested because you're so excited about it. So they're going to want to know about what you're doing. Are you offended if they don't go eat there? No. Like, so if someone says, you know what, that's not for me right now, but thank you for sharing, it's okay. Like, you bless and release. You kiss them, you're there for them, and for the most part, that person will probably be watching you anyway without even telling you. So, and it's okay, because this isn't for everybody, and at least we know that we did our part of sharing it, and we talked about it, and we'll talk a little bit more about consistency and how important that is. So it's okay if you share, and it's just not right for your brother or your sister, because a lot of times family doesn't jump on board right away, so, and that's okay. Is the waiter offended when you don't want coffee or dessert? It's the same concept. Like, if they say no, it's okay. Don't take it personal. It's nothing against you. It's because that person really is not ready at that time, or they need more time, or they need to see if this is for real for whatever reason. Be okay with it. When people ask questions, like, especially like if they say, well, is that like Herbalife? I get that a lot. Is that like, I did this, I did that. Is that like, they try to kind of compare and kind of get more information. I personally don't ever talk about other products. I don't ever bash any products, ever. And I love using this, and I still use this to this day. All I know is, so if someone says to you, oh, is that like Herbalife? Well, I don't know about Herbalife, but all I know is that Shakeology helped me lose 55 pounds. And then you see all these examples here. All I know is I feel better. So that's exactly how you're going to respond, because you will have people asking questions, and it's perfectly normal. Like, it's perfectly fine. People want to know what this is about. They are going to invest $160, $180, or whatever it is. And absolutely, they want to know if this is something that's going to work for them. So it's okay. Expect those types of questions and be okay with that. The piece here at the end, I was depressed before, but now I have hope. And that's being part of the team. If somebody asks you, like, what is that about? Or, what are you doing? Or is that, I have heard this. I hope you guys don't hear this, but I've heard the expression, oh, is that like a cult? Are you in a cult? Like, what is a cult? I don't even, So, and I would say, I don't know about that, but what I do know is that being part of this team, I love it. I love the team atmosphere. I know that before I joined, I was feeling down. I was feeling alone, but now I have hope. Before I joined, all I know is that I was living paycheck to paycheck before I became a coach. And now this additional income is giving me some breathing room, right? So, of course, this is all going to be personal to you and your experiences. Like, always keep that in mind. Share where you are going with this. So, always just kind of be in that moment and just, think about where you're at in terms of your journey, because it has so much value. Like, more. Like, I hear this too from a lot of new coaches. Like, what do I have to offer? Like, I just started. You have so much to offer. Just the fact that you started. Just the fact that, like I mentioned, like, you see changes being part of this. Like, at that moment, you're already feeling and seeing a difference. And so that's what you're sharing. And that's what people are going to be drawn to, because it's you and it's unique to who you are. And they're not drawn to products. People don't buy into products. People will buy into you and your story and your struggles and how you've overcome and how you're part of this. And that's why they're going to sign up. Did you want to add something to that, Cruz?
Well, I was going to say that facts tell and stories sell. So the more genuine and authentic that you are with your posts on social media, and consistent on top of that, because you cannot have a storefront. You have to, as of now, I want you to put your CEO hat on, because right now you're becoming CEOs of your own business. And you cannot have a storefront and on a bad day say, you know what, I don't feel well today, I'm not going to open up. That's not going to fly with the people who are coming into your store, who are trusting that you were going to be open that day. And what's going to happen, they're going to go somewhere else. So the more consistent that you are, the better that you get at telling your story, the more authentic that you and genuine that you put yourself out there. And it's hard, believe me. At first, when you're a new coach, I remember when I was a new coach and my coach told me, well, no, you have to tell your story and you have to, I was like, you know, and it's hard, especially for someone who's so private. And I was very, very private, very closed in. But it took some time, and little by little, you do come out of your shell and you do see that, you know what, your story is actually helping someone else who's going through something that you already overcame. And because of your story, you're inspiring, you're motivating, and you're giving that person hope, and you're letting them see that they can overcome this. So your story is more powerful than you think, and it's more powerful for you to put it out there than for you to keep it inside. As horrible as it can be, you know, and I'm not saying, you know, breadcrumb things. You don't need to go and just say, this happened to me, and just come out like a big highlight. No, start breadcrumbing things, and you're going to see how people are going to react to you because you're sharing who you really are. If you're not putting yourself out there like that,
Cruz froze. Yeah, she froze. What I wanted to add to that is the fact that I know that a lot of us here are new. So it's okay if this sounds like a little scary, or if it sounds like, oh, how would I learn to do that? This is something that, you know, as you go, as you work with your coach, you will learn how to build that skill of storytelling, like she mentioned, because that's basically what we do is, like, on social media, is that we tell a story of our lives. And even as a brand new coach, you do have things that have overcome just within the first few weeks of being on this team, you know, and on your fitness journey, even if it's just that you know, were doing push-ups on your knees for the first time that you started on that workout, and you thought you were going to throw up and you were going to give up. And then you did the second and the third workout, and guess what? You started doing push-ups on your hands. That's a story right there that you overcame something. You know, that you thought that physically you wouldn't be able to do the push-ups, and you did them. So, you know, those things that sometimes we feel like is insignificant, it really is significant, because that's building you up, and that's part of your story. And as you go along, and as you experience more and you receive more trainings, you'll kind of get a better understanding, and you'll get more comfortable. The more personal development that you do, you'll get more comfortable doing this. So don't, you know, be scared or alarmed or like, oh my goodness, you know, definitely this is something that you'll get better at over time. I hope Cruz comes back on. Tony, do you feel you want to take this one?
Sure, even though I haven't seen it.
Easy.
Where should you be spending your time and attention on your own personal?
I'm back.
Hey, Cruz.
I know, you got cut off, girl.
I am so sorry. I don't know, my internet started giving me problems for some reason. Okay, it's back.
Yes, but we covered it, and we're on the next slide, and Tony's going to take this one.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll chime in, Tony. We'll do
Sure. So yeah, you might be thinking, okay, what the heck do I do now? I've got a program and I'm a coach and I'm scared. Or maybe you're not. And you don't know where to go. Let's see. You want to start on your own personal fitness, your workout, your Shakeology. That is going to be that building block for your consistency and also building up your confidence muscle. Okay? Getting 3 people to join you. Just 3. You know, 3 people. Yeah, right. And we can also talk about those first 3 people that you might turn to initially. Some may say to go to your family first. Team calls every week. Check your team page. The National Wake Up Call is every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern, or the recordings. They now have the videos. The calls happen on the Facebook Lives. So it makes it even easier for us to catch them.
I love that.
And then personal development, just a little a day is good to get you started. 15 minutes, something to lift you up, something to get you moving, something to get you away from funks and protect you from the energies of other people who are not on the same wavelength as you are headed down right now. So yeah, resources are incredible, but without the basic vital behaviors, they will do you no good. Overwhelmed? Do one thing at a time, just like cleaning your house. Oh my gosh, this quote really stands out to me because I struggle with that. I struggle with looking at things all around me and I see it everywhere and I don't know where to go first. So thank you for putting that piece in there, one piece at a time.
Absolutely. And I think that, again, I mean, these are things that will just get better over time. It's like practice, like when you're first riding a bike, right? You're going to fall, you're going to get back on, you're going to fall, you're going to get back on, and then all of a sudden you'll start kind of riding on that bike a little bit longer without falling. This is exactly the same thing. So it is okay if you feel a little overwhelmed. Take a deep breath, one step at a time. In terms of the personal development, I will share, and I feel like I need to just keep repeating, like you're going to hear us talk about it. Like, even if you feel like you're short on time and you have to kind of figure out what to do, like, do I do my workout? Do I do, I don't know what the other girls will say about this, but I almost feel like personal development needs to be priority because, without the personal development, without tapping into that in terms of building yourself up, in terms of having that confidence to post, because sometimes it's not easy. That doesn't come easy to a lot of people, to send out messages, to talk to people about what you do. So without the personal development, all that other stuff will be really hard. And I feel like the personal development is literally like the bed. It's like the foundation, and once you develop, I don't know how Tony said it, but once you develop that mental strength and the physical, all that together, like working it together, it's like you're working all these muscles. You really become this person who's unstoppable and who feels like, you know what, I can do this. I can do anything.
Yeah.
So I can't stress enough how important that is. And even if if it's just 10, 15 minutes, just get it in. And there's so many ways of doing that. Your coach can talk to you more about that, but there's so many ways, and we have recommendations for you in terms of the first few books that you really should be tapping into. So definitely check in with your coach about that.
Yeah, and I just want to say something on that too, quickly. On personal development, and I'm going to, because in my team, I'm always stressing personal development. Carissa knows I am like the personal development queen. There are days people ask me, oh, how are you in a good mood? It's not that I don't have off days. It's not that I don't have bad days. But ever since I started personal development, it really does help you, because first of all, you're dealing with different personalities. You're going to come across different personalities while you're in this business. That's the first thing. On top of that, then you're dealing with different stresses in your own personal life. And reading something, even if it's 10 pages a day, even if you start small, it doesn't even have to be the 15 minutes, just 10 pages a day. Start small, but start. Because every single day, you need to fill your cup. You need to fill your mind with something good, okay, to take you throughout the day. So when anything goes wrong, you can always fall back on something and say, you know what, this morning I remember reading this, or this morning I remember seeing that video, and it talked about either not giving up, or it talked about continue pushing, or it talked about whatever, and that gets you through. So like Denise said, there are many, many books. But for you to start with, we definitely will recommend as new coaches, the books that you should start with. But from there, I would tell you, feeding your emotional and your spiritual, and also making changes to your physical is the top 3, I believe, when it comes to, making healthy changes in your life.
Yep. Okay, so this is just kind of an image of our team page, Fit Life Warriors of Fitness. Cruz also has her team page, which is Phoenix Nation. So we just kind of want to give you like a little mini tutorial here as to what to do, because we don't want you to go crazy with all the notifications and you're part of this team and you're on this other page. And Beachbody itself has lots of amazing resources on Facebook. So just wanted to quickly share with you, again, another place to get your resources. But in terms of the notifications, what I do personally is I turn off my phone notifications. So even when I'm in chats, you can mute those, because I know a lot of you are probably at work. If you hear the dings and the notifications, it might kind of make you feel like, oh my goodness, I have to respond to that person right away. No, you don't have to, okay? You will work it out in terms of dedicating time to Beachbody, to your business. And it's okay to respond to some of that stuff and go on pages during that designated time that you have to work your Beachbody business, okay? So in terms of the notifications, we'll kind of leave it up to you, but I'm part of so many pages that I turn off the notifications from most of those pages, except for my challenge group and my team page. So, I turn that off, and what I do is I go in every day, of course, because I work my business every single day. So I will go in on the team pages when I have that time designated to do that. In terms of also our team pages, we have file sections. A lot of the girls and leaders on our teams contribute to these pages, and they will share a lot of great, useful resources and information. So why am I sharing this with you? Because you have access to this stuff. We created these pages to give you easy access to a lot of information that will help you build your business. So in addition to your Team Beachbody website, which is an amazing, amazing resource that I would recommend that you check in there at least every other day, just to play with it and see what's back there. But in addition to that, you have the team pages. And there is a file section, like it's highlighted here. You click on that file section. I know that we have, and I know Cruz as well, we have scripts. We have, just so much information. Team calls are in there. We have, recommendations for personal development books. So there's tons of resources in there. Take your time, maybe designate 10 minutes out of whatever time you're dedicating to the business to just go back there. Always, if you're not sure, please just check in with your coach. But there's a lot of information out there on the team pages for you to access. I think there was something else I wanted to talk about. Was there something else here, Cruz, for this particular page that we wanted to share? The notifications for the phone?
No, you did no. Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
All right, so you want to add anything to it? Or?
No, it's good.
Okay. All righty. Cruz, you want to take this one?
Okay, so as you can see, that's April 2012. This is what not to post. Okay, so we're giving you examples of what not to post. So before, back when, we used to post things like this. And not that it was bad, but you don't want to post things and have the price showing. That's the first thing, okay? On top of that, you don't want to have all these graphics, all right? All these graphics that every Beachbody coach has, you don't want to have the same thing and just repost and repost. And people get tired because they're looking at the feed, and I'm pretty sure you're not the only Beachbody coach on there, and they're just going to go like this, next, next, and next. So why don't you want to show prices? You don't want to show prices is because first of all, they can easily obtain these products. They can go somewhere else. They can go to eBay. They could go to Amazon. And if they're getting it from there and they're coming to you and they're telling you, oh, but I got it from here and can you be my coach? It's because you didn't have value, okay, to the product. You didn't have value. So you just put the price out there and they're going to go and see where else can they get it. They're not going to say, well, you know what, with her, I'm going to be able to, you know, have the support that I need, the accountability that I need. You didn't demonstrate that in your post and you didn't give enough value. So this is just a quick post of what not to do. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, and remember, Cruz mentioned earlier that this is a business of relationships, building relationships. So when we put out this type of information in terms of what we're, you know, it's very salesy. And yes, we're into sales, but at the same time, this company, for me personally, is very different, and it sets itself apart from a lot of these other companies because they don't drive with the products. They move forward and drive with the community. Like that is the core. That's what they put out there, the community, the building the relationships. So people are not going to come to you because they want Shakeology. People are going to come to you because, you know what, I connected with something that Tabitha posted or that she said to me. So I want her to be my coach. That is what they're going to connect to. And we'll talk a little bit more about that.
And
so
you build the trust.
Products and you put these products out there, you know, of course we love our products, and that's the first thing we're going to want to do. I love my shake, and you know, and not to say that you can't, and we're going to actually give you examples of, you know, a good way to kind of talk about that. Not that you can't, but when you put this stuff out there, again, it's very salesy, and exactly what Cruz said, and we really want to drive our business with our stories and who we are. That's what we sell. That's the term that I use. I'm selling me. People are signing up with me because they want a piece of me. They want me to be their coach. They connected with me in some kind of way. Same thing with Cruz, same thing with Tony. And that's why in this particular business, there's no competition. Because if I was talking to someone and let's just say she came across Tony's page and she ended up signing up with Tony, I will not be mad because she wasn't meant to be with me. So, you know, she didn't click with me. She clicked with Tony. And that is okay because I am still out there looking for those that are my tribe and want to click with, you know, and want to be on my team and click with me. So anyway, I know I'm going off a little bit. So that's what I wanted to add to that. Okay. So this is what you should be posting. And Cruz, you can take a little bit of yours and then I can talk a little bit about in particular.
So this one I posted earlier, last year, earlier in the year, in March. And what I did is that I wanted to connect with women who are struggling right now with losing weight. And I wanted to show them that I did it from December 2016 to March 2017, which is really 4 months. So I wanted them to see that if you're consistent, I gave them my story. I gave them what I battled with, how I overcame it. And that's when you're showing that vulnerable side of you, people connect with you. And because of this, you know, okay, I got over 220 whatever likes on it. But besides that, I was able to connect with women who are now with me because they connected to this story. They trusted that I was going to be able to help them. So that is the type of post that needs to come off. You need to open up the layers, okay, like an onion, open up the layers and start sharing about you, what you're overcoming, what you're battling. And at this point in my life, I was actually overcoming, and I didn't know until recently, emotional eating. And because I was following a particular meal plan, I was able to lose this weight in 4 months and to look this way. So that is one of the things that I was able to connect with other women with. So that is your story. Like I said, it's very powerful. Your story is what people are going to be drawn to. You are what people are going to be drawn to, like Denise said. Go ahead.
You mentioned your hysterectomy here, so you
and also my hysterectomy as well. That's another thing I mentioned. I don't know. You see, even and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really do not like to talk about that because I almost did lose my life, and it's still a touchy subject, and I do put it out there once in a while, but it's still a very touchy subject for me. Because it's not easy to say, you know what, I almost died. So, it's something but people connected to me. That day I felt strong enough to put myself out there like that. Thank you, Denise.
I love you, girl. I love you. So my particular post here, like Cruz said, is that we're going to attract different people according to, to us, who we are. And my hashtags are also a reflection of that. And I'm a mom. My kids are young. Cruz's kids are older, so she's attracting a different, type of person to her team. I look for moms. That's who I'm speaking to. So when I post, my language is, I put myself, or because I know what I go through, so I put that out there. I'm very busy. The kids, I'm all over the place with the kids, and I geared this particular post towards, I was speaking to that particular mom to join my team because she has a crazy, hectic schedule, and I understand, how that can be a challenge. So we're giving you these as examples because, as you can see, and we actually have we have another example here. Sorry. So these are examples of how we're putting ourselves out there, but not necessarily talking about products, because we don't typically lead, with the products. Again, we're not saying that you can't talk about the shake, because I definitely have posts where I've talked about my shake and how, I know that Cruz has, how she, has had or still has anemia, and how the shake has helped her so much because it's high in iron. For me, it's helped me with my cravings. I was and still struggle with sugar. I love to eat sweets, and the shake has helped me tremendously. So when I put that out there, I am connecting it to something that it's helped me with physically. And of course, we do post about our workouts. And you do see us say we started 80-day obsession. That's okay to do as well. But you don't see us with like the box of, whatever, like showing it's $180 and, that's kind of the type of post that we are suggesting that you stay away from. And again, if you're not sure, check with your coach. We will gladly help you craft a post, especially if you're brand new to this. You're not going to be sure how to do it. Don't feel like you're ever alone in this, and we will definitely help you create that. So this is another post, and this is just me talking about my team. This was actually an opportunity like where I'm speaking to women that I would like to have on my team. So I'm speaking to that community. And, I love this post because I started off just talking about these amazing girls, teacher, mom, professional dancer, those are the type of women, dynamic group of women, professionals that I look for. That's my niche, right? So this post here is also talking to women that, that maybe need to make additional income, because that was definitely me, and who doesn't want to make additional income? So that's who I was talking to. And so this is just another example of that. Okay.
Social media tips. Okay, so keep it short, share your story, and how Beachbody is helping you. You've seen that some of our posts are kind of long. There are some posts where you do want to share a little bit more than just 2 lines, okay, on a post. And keep it short with most of your posts, because a lot of people don't want to read those long posts, all right? But there are some pictures that you're going to put out there, and they're going to mean something to you. Share what the story is behind that picture. And believe me that you're going to connect to many people like that. I see that when I write a story, not just a regular little post, but when I write a story, I see that people connect to it more. I wrote a story, and it was just something crazy that came to my head. But the other day, I just put a picture of myself, and I talked about how my daughter is always saying that my closet is full of black clothes, and I have like how many clothes that are just black. And I'm like, but wait a minute, black makes me feel alive. As you can see, I'm wearing black. Black makes me feel alive. I love it. And for me, it's a colorful color, so people, I had so much engagement on that post. And I was just sharing a thought. I wrote it as a story, and you get that engagement. And of course, when you get engagement, make sure that you're responding back to those people. Eye-catching, stop the scroll, mobile user. So again, make sure the picture is eye-catching. Yep, exactly.
Think about yourself. Don't you guys do this?
Exactly.
I totally do this. When I'm on Instagram, I'm like, I stop and look at something that's worthy of me looking at. Like, so it has to be, and again, these are things that you will learn, and the tools and the apps and stuff that
and make sure that the picture is a nice quality picture. Don't just put something like really dark out there and something that I can't even see what it is that you're trying to say, because people, just like Denise said, they're just going to keep on scrolling or even delete you because they're not finding any value with you. Pick 5 categories. So with this, 20% of your post should be Beachbody. The rest should be about you. They're buying into you. So what are your hobbies? What are you interested in? Like right now, I'm starting photography. So what did I do? I started putting myself out there with photography, last weekend. And I had so many people asking me about it. They wanted to know the camera. They wanted to know, that's great. What are you going to be doing? What are you going to be shooting? So put yourself out there. What are your hobbies? What do you like to do? Like, we asked, what do you like to do on the weekend? Show that. Show that in your post. That is so important because people need to get to know not only that, this girl, Tony, she works out. Tony, she drinks her shake. But Tony dances. Tony loves to go wild, On the weekend, she loves to go and, have wine and hang out with her friends.
Watching her and her boyfriend go to the restaurant.
Exactly. So she's showing that life as well. Because you know what? In order to attract your tribe and attract the people that are meant to be with you, you have to be as authentic and genuine as possible. And if you're not doing that, believe me when I tell you, you're not going to attract the right people at all, because you're just not putting yourself out there the way that you need to. So pick 5 categories. Think about it. Make that your homework. Think about what is it? What are my interests? What are my hobbies? Besides, you're a mom. Show that you're a mom. What are the struggles you go through? I know Denise is very good at that. If I had little kids, oh my God. She puts out everything she's going through with homework, with she puts whatever's going on with her daughter, with her son, extracurricular, activities outside of school, all those things, because you know what? She wants to connect with women just like her. So you want to connect with women or men just like you, And in order to do that, you have to put yourself out there as authentically as possible. Ask something of your audience when, let's say that I'm going somewhere, and I'm trying to see, well, you know what, should I wear this dress or that dress? Put it out there. Ask your audience. Ask your people.
You know how many hits I got when I asked about my hair?
She put her hair.
50 comments.
Exactly. Should I wear dress A or dress B? People love to give opinions. They love to give their opinions. Do it. Get that engagement. They like to get involved. They like to know that that they had something to do in that decision that you're making. So put yourself out there and, ask your audience something. rule of thumb, like I said, 20% about fitness, post more frequently. So Instagram has changed a lot, and so has Facebook. Okay, before we used to post about 5 to 6 times a day. Now you don't need to do that. You can post about 3 posts, as long as they are posts with value, that you add value to them. Your best 3 posts that you can put out there, okay? But they have to add some value. Remember that. Would someone follow you because of your last 5 posts? That is very important. If I go to your Facebook right now, if I go to your IG, would I want to follow you? Would you want to follow you? Think about that. Go to your IG right now. Look at the first 6 quadrants of your IG and tell me, will you follow you? That's it. And sometimes, let me tell you, I'm very critical, and you can ask Denise, I'm very critical of my IG. I'll go to my IG, and there are times I don't like what I'm seeing. I will make changes. Or I'll ask Denise, critique my IG. I do the same for her. Okay? So we keep it real like that. And it's very important, because you know what? That's your business. When you're putting out there, you want to make sure that you're coming off the way that you need to come off. Mediocre post is better than no post at all. That is true. Consistency matters in this business. There are days that you're not going to have a good day. You're going to wake up on the wrong side of the bed. You're still going to do your PT, but you're still not focused enough. Don't just close shop. Don't just say, you know what, today I am not posting, I'm not doing anything, and you just hide behind everything. No, don't do that. Still post, even if you have to, say, you know what, I am sorry, but today I'm just going through things right now, but I will be back. Or post something, and just keep it real on your IG or keep it real on your Facebook. Believe you me, people will understand. But don't just hide or just close shop for 2 to 3 days until you're feeling better, and then you come back. Because you know what? Life does happen. And I'm not going to tell you that I don't understand, because I do. There are days that I'm going through something and I don't feel like posting. But I also know that I have people counting on me. And I also know I have a very big following, and I respect that. So I think it also has to do with respect. Respect the people who are looking out for you and who have put their trust in you and are waiting for you. Because there are people out there who are waiting for you. And be willing to change and adapt is very crucial in this business, because things will always be changing, and you have to be able to roll with the punches.
Okay, I'll take this one. So how do you talk to people? What do you do? So this looks very delicious, by the way.
I know.
So think of it as you're speaking to them in layers, right? So like, I know this sounds kind of weird, but you don't really want to like vomit on people. And I'm only talking about vomit when we're like looking at lasagna, right? So basically what that means is that you don't want to give them all of the information all at once, right? You want to kind of give it in layers, right? And that first layer is really kind of, putting yourself out there. We're sharing about ourselves, right? The main ingredients to your challenge group, when we talk about it, and remember, it's all about building relationships. We are building trust, because when you connect with somebody, that person, to a certain extent, has to trust you, right? So, and these are the main ingredients of what we talk about, right? When we always make it about that person. We ask them questions, but we're talking about the fitness aspect of what we do, the nutrition, and the support, So what I take from this is that sometimes you could be talking to somebody and it could last weeks. It could last 2 days, 3 days, right? Because sometimes it just takes time to, to connect with that person, to see where they're at, to see whether or not this would be a good fit for them, right? So you're kind of giving it to them in pieces. So don't give all of the information all in one shot, right? All in one conversation, like in one little bit there, right? Because sometimes, you're sharing all that information, and what tends to happen is that we miss pieces of, really kind of establishing that rapport with that person, right? And we're giving out all this information, and they can easily just say, you know what, I'm not interested, or, so just make sure that you take your time with it, give it in layers. You don't jump. What does it say here? You don't just dump everything into a baking dish and have a meal. I like that. All right. So it's all about building and building the relationship, and, establishing that where you can have just a conversation with the person. And when you approach the conversation, the way that I lead conversations is that I am there to help that person find a solution to whatever problem they have. And in order for you to find out what problem or the challenges that they are dealing with, you have to have a conversation with them, right? So I do suggest phone calls, especially at first. I don't know that there's a slide that really talks about that. You can talk to your coach more about it, but I definitely suggest connecting with people, not just via social media. You have to connect voice, especially being a new coach. I know that for me personally, I do offer 3-way calls. I know that a lot of the coaches here do. I'm sure that they would be very willing to connect with your upline. But even just getting on a 3-way call with someone who you think is interested, is a prospect, and, having your coach there, people don't mind doing that. Like if you say, hey, do you mind if I have a call, we set up a call and I get my coach on, being that I'm new to this, and people will most likely say, yes, no problem. Okay, so just wanted to share that. And this, again, we talk about the power of consistency. And you see here, this is actually one of my very first posts with the Shakeology, with the not to do, right? And back in 2011, this is when I first became a coach. And I'm still here. We are still here. So the power of consistency, I think is the most powerful, most important thing in this business, is the power of consistency. Right? Because this is not the type of business that is going to just flourish for you overnight. And if that's what you're looking for, this is not the business. This is the type of business. And I'm not saying that it's going to take you 7 years or 5 years. Everybody is different. And this business is really based off of the effort and the time that you put into it, right? So everybody is different. It doesn't matter who came in when. There's coaches that came in after me and have surpassed me, and that's okay too. So all this to say that it doesn't matter, but consistency does matter. Consistency is what is the most important piece of all of this. And like I talked about, is building trust. Consistency shows that you're treating this like a real business and that you're not an in and out coach. And what we mean by that, and I do tend to see this, is that if we're going through a life situation, a life crisis, it's going to happen, plan for it, we disappear. And then we feel like this business, I can't. And then you decide a month later to come back. Of course, we would welcome you with open arms. However, you're almost kind of rebuilding if you do that, because people will lose trust. They are going to see, hey, one day she's here and she's doing her thing, and then the next day she's gone. She hasn't posted for 3 weeks, So that is really, really important. And again, like Cruz mentioned, I feel the same way. I feel a responsibility and an obligation to my friends, to my family, to my team. Even if there's people that unfollowed me, that's okay, because I have tons of followers and I feel like I have to show up. And that's the beauty of this business. If you embrace that aspect of it, is that it pushes you to show up. And once you show up, you feel badass. Once you can overcome a situation that you just feel horrible and you think you can't, reach out to your coach, because trust me, we understand. Trust me on that. Building interest, people aren't always ready, like I mentioned earlier, but they will continue to follow you. Trust me on that. I've had people 6 months, a year later, Denise, I'm ready. I know all of us have had that. I'm ready now. So that's because they've been watching me and they see that I'm consistent and that I'm here to stay. And they will reach out to you when they're ready. Become predictable, right? So my challengers know, my prospects know that if they are not ready to join my challenge group that starts on the 29th, I specifically tell them, that's okay. I have 2 groups a month. Can I follow up with you for the next one or next month? And they will say yes. And I put them on my list and they know, okay, good. She has another group that's going to start next month. Yes, we want to say, hey, this is, we want to push them a little bit and say, hey, this is a good time to start. However, that's just not the case with everybody. There are people that really just genuinely just cannot start at that particular time. And that's okay. And if you do that, if you continue to talk to people and show them that you're predictable, that you have these challenge groups, these monthly groups running with your coach, of course, at first until you're ready to run on your own, then people will learn to trust you and know that you're there. So building a following takes time and consistency. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. I totally love this quote. These are all habits. You are going to be working on, you guys just opened up a business. This is a business, right? We treat it with the respect. We learn. We maybe some of us have not ever done this before. I've never been a business owner before Beachbody. So I had to develop habits through personal development, through trainings, through contact become BFF with your upline coach. That's your BFF, because this person who invited you to this call has it is in their best interest to help build you up and to help you grow your business and to achieve your goals. It is in our best interest to do that. So don't ever feel afraid of any questions or whatever. Your coach is there to help you. So anything you guys wanted to add to this, or we're good? Okay, next slide. What's next? Cruz?
I'll take it. Okay. Coach Basics. Okay, so Coach Basics is an interactive, participation-driven coach training group where you can learn the fundamentals of the business, support group peers, experience the importance of accountability, connection, and goal setting. The key is implement, act on what you learn. All right, so we're going to be setting up a Coach Basics group. We will be letting you know very soon on the dates. So all the new coaches are going to be welcome in there, and our leaders are going to be, we're going to all contribute into the group. Yeah. So now the goal is to achieve Emerald rank and Success Club 5. Remember that is three coaches to achieve Success Club 5. And Emerald is to get 2 coaches signed up. Talk to your coach about joining the next training group.
So, yay, I know we went a little over an hour, but it was Q&A time. Let's stop share so we can see. I hope everybody's still awake. Just kidding.
Any questions?
Team Cup. So, okay, so we're going to call on some people. Martise. Hi, Martise. Can you unmute yourself?
Hi.
Hi. I know we're putting you on the spot.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's okay. We just wanted to kind of just get an idea of if you have any questions or any feedback or anything there to share.
No, I don't have any questions at the moment. I just feel like I needed this because I feel like in my heart that I'm just starting over, and I just needed like a brush up, basically. So this pretty much helped me as I'm actually talking to some prospects. the past few days. So at first I thought that me dragging it out for about 2 days speaking to them, I thought it was kind of like a bit much. I thought we had to like just do it within 24 hours for some reason. I just felt like if I dragged it out more than one day, that the prospects would get bored with what I'm saying. So I had a habit of trying to put, like you said, vomit everything out at once. At one point I had that as a habit, but now I'm learning how to slow down with what I'm trying to, convey to my prospects. So that was all. So I'm glad I joined the call today.
Good stuff. Following up.
And definitely what will help is get on a three-way with your upline coach, because that can also help you to be able to, get to the root of whatever questions your prospects may have, and she may be able to help you with that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Jennifer.
Okay.
Is she still on? Jennifer?
I'm not sure.
Yes, she's on.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. Do you have any questions or any feedback you wanted to share?
No, right now, no questions at the moment.
Okay. Are you in the potty, Jennifer? Just kidding. I hate a toilet.
No.
It's okay.
I'm multitasking right now. So.
All right, Jen. Thank you.
But no. Yep.
Okay. I throw out a question just real fast for, like, even if we don't have any feedback or anything like that, can we just say like one thing that we'll take away that we're gonna do? It could be tonight after you get off of this call, or it could be tomorrow, but what's one thing that you're going to do that's related to Beachbody, your biz, that kind of thing?
That's what I wanted to say, because we talked to, okay, go ahead.
Oh.
No, I forgot, but that's what I wanted. That's what it was. Go ahead. Do we want to choose somebody to that's a good question.
You could just unmute your line and just go.
Yeah, everybody just unmute your line and just go.
Don't unmute at once.
Oh, we got to pick people.
Pick them.
Lisa, want to go? You want to go, Lisa?
Hello. Sorry guys, I'm just actually on the train station, so it's a bit noisy over on this side. I'll pass it on to someone else and come back to me maybe.
I just wanted to hear your accent, but okay.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
Thanks.
Tabitha.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
Good. So what is one thing that you're going to start doing?
I have a lot of things I need to start doing.
With Beachbody.
Yeah. Posting more. Starting back posting more, because I'm not confident with my posting yet. So, but I learned something, that a mediocre posting is better than none. So I'm just gonna have to start putting it out there. But Corey's been helping me.
And I'm gonna tell you something, Tabitha. I don't think any of your posts are mediocre at all. You get so much engagement. I mean, you are amazing. Sincerely, you are.
Thank you. And I guess Corey gets on to me about putting too much into it, but I don't know. I don't mean to do that, but I guess that's just how I am. So I told her she's gonna have to help me. I have to make it a lot simpler on myself, because I do. That's one of the reasons why I don't post as much, because I'm not confident yet. So we're gonna work on that.
Okay, love. All right. But you really should be, though. You should start working on that because, like I told you, I simply, like, I love you. Like, I always told Corey that.
Thank you.
You come off, you truly genuine. And it's like what you see is what you get with you. And I love that about you.
Right. Right.
I know.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
So does anybody else? Christina, unmute yourself.
Hi, sorry.
Hi.
So the one thing I would probably have to work on is definitely posting, because I post, about myself and, my life and all that, but I don't post anything that really relates to Beachbody because I'm still kind of new at it. So I haven't really been comfortable enough to start posting about it yet.
Okay, so that's one of the things that you are going to, that's what you took away, and that's one of the things you're going to work on.
No, I need to work on that, girl.
Just putting it out there.
I have to work on it, like majorly work on it.
Okay. Thank you. So anybody else wanted to go?
Carissa? Where's Carissa? She's still missing. Yeah, she's here. Corey?